What is going on, YouTube? This is Stefan of S&E's Garage, and we're here with my new to me 2005 Toyota Avalon Limited. We just lifted that golf cart too. I should have got that on video, but whatever. But yeah, I know in my last video I said I was going to keep that Camry for a while, but I'm always on Craigslist and I'm always on Facebook Marketplace looking for the next best thing. And I stumbled across this. It's a 2005 Avalon Limited, like I said before. It's got every option except navigation and laser cruise control. And I just had to have it. So far I've tinted the windows and I've done some other, little things. But let's get inside and check it out. So here we are inside the Avalon. If you'll notice, everything has a door. The radio has its own door. There's a little cubby hole right there. There used to be a cassette deck in there. I deleted that and I put the cubby instead because who uses cassettes anymore? We got a door for the cup holder and then a door for like your console thing. I don't know what you want to call that. There's a little bottle in there to keep that from opening, but there you go. And it's got smart key, which is pretty cool for an 05. Heated and cooled seats. Let's start it up, see how many miles are on it. 32,000 miles. When I bought it, I had 31,000 and change on it. And like I said, I had to have it. I jumped on it. I paid, what did I pay for this thing? I paid $8,500 for this Avalon. But the thing looks like it's brand new. It's insane. Even the back seats, I mean, nobody has ever sat in these seats. The back seats back here both recline, so if you sit in them, you hit this lever. The seats recline, which is pretty cool. It's got the JBL synthesis sound system. It's got something like 13 speakers or something like that. There's one in each door. I got the 2 tweeters there. There's a centered speaker there in the center of the dash. There's tweeters in this door, woofers in this door. There's a subwoofer back here and 2 more tweeters. It's insane how nice of a job Toyota did on this thing for a 2005. So let's get under the hood and check out what it's got. Now this is what really makes the 3rd generation Avalon special, is this engine. This is Toyota's 3.5 liter 2GR FE. At the time when it came out, it made 280 horsepower and like 240 some odd foot-pounds of torque. But they changed the way they rated horsepower in like 2006, I think it was, and it dropped to 268 horsepower. But nonetheless, for the size of this thing, it moves pretty good. Now this is the first year, 2005 is the first year Toyota ever used this engine. And there are a few things you need to watch out for. First and foremost, being the variable valve timing oil line back here for the rear bank is a 3-piece hose. It's metal, rubber, and then metal. That little rubber section likes to burst. There was actually a recall and a service bulletin for that. I've already gone ahead and ordered the new line. It's all metal. I have to remove the power steering pump and the serpentine belt to get to that, so we'll get to that at another time. I'll probably do that when it's a little cooler out. But this engine is what makes this car. This is the reason I bought this car. I was looking for a car with this engine in it, and as soon as I found this with the mileage that it had, I was all over it. Now what's pretty cool also for 05 with the smart key is this car actually has a remote start. So I'll hit the lock button 3 times and then hold it on the 3rd time, and the car's gonna start, which is pretty cool for an 05. The only flaw with this system is as soon as you go to open the door with the smart key in this car is you can lock the door or unlock the door from all 4 handles. Newer cars nowadays, you can only lock it from the driver's door, so they kind of cheaped out with it. With this car, they went all out. It's got everything. I even have a trunk release here for the trunk. And you'll see the trunk is absolutely massive. And I already went ahead and upgraded my my subwoofer. I put in a kicker.
Attention,
The 8-inch JBL was just not up to snuff. It was starting to rattle and stuff, so I went ahead and replaced that. If we look up underneath the car, you'll see it is spotless. This was a little old lady's car that died, and when she died, she gave it to her nephew, and her nephew just didn't want it. He had nothing to use it for, so it sat in his garage for the better part of a half of a year, and he just decided to part with it. It does not leak a drop of anything. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. So let's go take it for a ride. So here we are in the driver's seat of the Avalon, just taking it for a little ride. It's a very, very, very smooth driving car. I was actually pretty surprised with how refined this thing is for being a 2005. This is the first year of the 3rd generation Avalon, so this is the first iteration of this body style, and I honestly think that they hit it out of the park. When I got into this car, I felt like I was still getting into a new car because it still has a lot of features that are commonplace. It's got memory seats, it's got heated and cooled seats. I added Bluetooth to it, so now it has Bluetooth, and it you know, it's got the auto dimming mirror. It's really got anything that a modern car, you know, would come standard with, minus a, you know, a screen. But another thing I like about this car is that all these car companies now are downsizing to, you know, to 4-cylinder turbocharged engines, where I kind of like having a naturally aspirated V6 because they're, in my opinion, they're smoother. They're honestly better on fuel. Like I said, in my opinion, you have to push a 4-cylinder turbo car pretty hard, whereas the V6, to make the same amount of power, it just glides. Like I get pretty good mileage in this car. Right now I've been driving it around town, so I'm getting around 20 miles to the gallon, but on the parkway I've seen it get up as high as 28 miles to the gallon. So it really is a nice driving, a nice car to cruise in. Another gripe I have is that the traction control is not, you can't disable it. So if you spin the front tires a little bit, it kicks you right off the throttle. It's a little too intrusive for me. I would like to be able to, you know, disable that, but Toyota didn't think that was very important. So let's see, I'm on a straight ahead now. Let's hit it. See, it's short shifted on me because I spun the tires, but this car's got all the torque in the world. It is honestly a great driving car. It puts my 2002 Camry that I had to shame, just because of how much more power it has and the refinement and the size of these back seats. This car's like a limo. I absolutely love it. It's got automatic windshield wipers, which is also a pretty cool feature. When it starts raining, the wipers will turn themselves on and keep the windshield nice and clean for you, which, like I said, I thought was pretty cool. And it also has a rear sunshade. I unplugged it because it got stuck up on me, and I didn't want to have to deal with that happening again. I was reading it's actually a pretty common issue on these cars, so I'm probably just going to remove it because it rattles a little bit with that new subwoofer back there. But yeah, it's a great running, great driving car. There's that low end torque it's got. It didn't want to downshift that time. This car has a 5-speed automatic. They didn't switch to the U660E, which is the 6-speed. They didn't switch to that until 2007 or 2008 in the Avalon. So you have the I think it's the U150E, which is the 5-speed with Triptronic. It does allow me to, you know, downshift and control what gear I'm in, which also I think is pretty cool for a 2005. But yeah, these are basically my impressions of the 2005 Avalon, and from all the searching I've done, this is the lowest mileage 2005 Avalon that was for sale at the time in the country, which I think is also pretty cool. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna make some videos on this thing. We're gonna do that oil pressure line, and we're gonna do the serpentine belt, and we're gonna do some other things, and we're gonna make this thing, you know, personalized. We're gonna make it my car, because right now it's really, all I did was tint the windows and add Bluetooth. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.